Do you want to be better at using AI to write copy? Well, I do. And if you happen to be in the category of me and millions of other people all around the world, this would be a worthwhile, quick 10-minute conversation to listen to. So, and by conversation, I do mean monologue because it's just me talking to the camera. But with that said, it's still worthwhile content that we're going to be talking about how to get better outputs using ChatGPT. So if you have used ChatGPT to try to help you with content ideation, content creation, emails, landing pages, websites, bios, blogs, show recaps, captions, the list could go on and on. I bet you have experienced some of the following. One would be, it doesn't sound like you at all. Two, it uses verbiage and vernacular that you would never use. It also sounds a little stiff or perhaps a little static or generic, or it feels like you could have read that anywhere else on the planet. It doesn't cater to your avatar. And probably just generally speaking, it doesn't sound like you. It doesn't sound like you. Well, we're going to talk about a few tips that you can start using right now to give ChatGPT better prompts in order to get you better output. So here we go. You ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. Number one, start by training ChatGPT. You can train ChatGPT, and that means you have to teach ChatGPT how to write for you. It has to get to know you, your company, your products, and your avatar. So start with having it create your ideal avatar. So actually start by saying like, please create my ideal customer avatar based on blankety blank, blank, blank. Based on, and this is just an example of mine. Hey, please create me an ideal customer avatar that is a female age 35 to 45 who is successful in her career, lives in the United States, makes over 6 figures, who is super ambitious and driven, but struggles with feeling not worthy, not enough, feeling invisible. You kind of just go through the process, right? So first of all, you have to know who your avatar is. It cannot make it for you. But what you want to do is you want to have it create your ideal profile by you telling it all of the demographics and psychographics, right? Where do they live? How old are they? What's their industry? What's their socioeconomic status? And then the psychographics, how do they feel? What are their goals? What are they looking for? What are their fears? All the things. But by feeding it into that and having it create your profile, it will remember that as you start giving it new prompts. Or you can just copy and paste that prompt or that output that it gives you and copy and paste it and saying, hey, please create me a landing page for X product that caters to, and then you can copy and paste and insert your ideal profile. But the thing is like the more that you teach it, the more that it remembers. So the more that you do in there, it's going to remember that time after time again. So step one is train it on your ideal avatar. Step two is train it on your products, right? So the next thing you'd be is, please write me a product, service, or program description that is fill in the gaps. If I'm just using a brand builders group, I would say, hey, please write, I wouldn't say, hey, but I would say, please write me a service description for a one-on-one personal brand coaching program that includes unlimited events to 2-day live experiences in Nashville, Tennessee. That includes 14 course curriculum access. That I would keep going on. And then it's going to write that. So I'm going to feed it my current descriptions. Now, if you don't have a current, product or service description, it can help you, but it's got to know your avatar and it's got to know who you are, what it's for. It's got to know your company, all the things that it's going to do. And so this is better suited for once you have your clear, right, service offering, your product offering, then have it go in there and have it build that. This is a part of training it. It's not that you're using ChatGPT to create everything you don't have. Some of that work you got to do yourself, right? That's your job. And that's why companies like Brand Builders Group exist, is we help with that part of the strategy. But it's to help feed it into ChatGPT to train it. So it's learning who your avatar is, what your product is all about, or your service is all about. Then you want to also teach it about your company, right? So for me, it would be, help create a company profile for Brand Builders Group who blank, right? So I'm going to help it learn about Brand Builders Group. So in my case, I would say, like, create a company profile for Brand Builders Group who specializes in servicing the personal brand strategy arena, who we cater to coaches, consultants, speakers, authors, entrepreneurs, small business owners by right? So I'm going to feed it all of the things that we already have established about our avatar, about our offering, about our company, is an effort to train ChatGPT. So that's step one. That was a long step one, but that's step one. Step two is keep everything in one chat thread so you can build off of each new prompt. That's a quick and easy one. Number two, use prior prompts in your new prompts to get more specific. So you can just copy and paste, use the little clipboard icon right there in ChatGPT, copy and paste the avatar, and you say, hey, write me an email that caters to this avatar for this service offering, right? And you can just copy and paste the whole thing in there. It's long, right? So some of those prompts are going to be long, but the more that you do that up front, the less you have to do it later on, okay? That would be the third thing. Fourth thing, be specific with what you want, right? So if you're going, hey, write me a landing page in active voice, use X copywriting formula. So for us, it's like, hey, please write me a landing page in active voice using the 15 P's of copywriting from Brand Builders Group, who caters to blank avatar that is not a discount oriented service offering, that blank, 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 right? And so I'm talking about be specific. So I would include things like, please use humor, be concise. This is for a first-time buyer, on and on, right? I'm going to give you some of those examples in a second, but be specific, right? The more you do this up front, the less you have to do it later on, or it changes, right? But use things like, are you looking for active voice, which is what most of us are probably wanting, or is it passive voice? Is this for a first-time buyer? Is it for a repeat customer? Is it a re-engagement campaign of some sort for people who showed interest but never purchased, or they did purchase, but it was X amount of years ago? Is this a discount, seasonal discount type of thing? Do you include a discount or not? Is this seasonal or not, right? Is this something that you do every summer or every winter, every Christmas, every back to school, whatever? Do you want it to include humor? Do you want it to be serious? Do you want it to be verbose? Do you want it to be concise? Do you want it to be in the voice of a certain person, right? So you can say, write it in the brand voice of AJ Vaden from Brand Builders Group, or write it in the voice of CEO of Brand Builders Group. You can be that specific. In that case, you would also need to train it on you as a personal brand. You can say things like, oh yeah, I mentioned this, like, is there a certain copywriting formula that you want it to use? Use things that say, I like it, please use an email like, and you could use examples of other people or other companies. You can give it feedback, right? Rewrite this with more humor or less humor, or make it longer, make it shorter, make it more nuanced with different things based on who they are in your list. It's like, these are long-term clients that I'm catering to for this. You can do it for the sales pipeline. You can do it for nurture. All of those things, you have to be concise. This is the first email of a 5-email series, or this is the second email of 5 emails. All of those things are the things that we need to think about that most of us aren't thinking about when it comes to using ChatGPT. So there's a lot in here, but here's what I would say as your takeaway from this is, number one, train ChatGPT. Help it get to know you, your business, your product, your avatar. Number 2, get specific. Know upfront, is this a funny email? Is this a short email? Is it serious? Is it with an offer or not an offer? Is it for a first-time buyer or an existing customer? Is it for a past customer that has no longer has any engagements with you? All of those things are what you want to think through, detailed out first, because those are a part of the prompt that you need to get or give to get the output that's actually going to be usable. And just note too, it's not going to write it perfectly, but it will take you from a copywriter to a copy editor, which most of us can edit in our voice, but we struggle with writing it from top to bottom. That's where ChatGPT can help you, save you thousands of dollars, save you tens, if not hundreds of hours, and help you get something that you can use right away. So how do you get better outputs with ChatGPT? You learn how to tell it what you want up front. And that's what we did right now. So go test it out, go use it, and tell me what you think.